cool. Yes, this documentary is going to be shown all around the world. What I need you to do is state your name, and then also you're going to state that you give us permission to shoot this and use it in the documentary.
Okay.
All right. May I have your name, please?
Yes, my name is Julianne Casey, and I give Kegel Vision permission to use this documentation in their documentary.
Excellent. And when I ask a question, like if I ask you what color is your jacket, when you answer, just answer a full sentence. The color of my jacket is black. Okay.
Okay.
So today, we're going around and we're asking people, what is a man?
So, what is a man? My definition of a man is a male human who is grown both physically and emotionally. So by that I mean he's over the age of 14 years old, but internally, mentally, he's reached a place of maturity and caring and compassion and honesty within his life.
So do you feel there's a difference between a male and a man?
Oh yeah.
What's the difference?
The difference between a male and a man, the word male is so, it's so superficial. All it means is that not a female. XY chromosome. A man is a full-grown, mature, positive word that means like the strongest form of an old male in our society. Like what all boys aspire to be, a man.
Wow. Do you feel that a single woman could raise a man?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think, it's easier probably if you have a stable household, 2 incomes, all that stuff makes partnership easier. But no doubt a single woman with good support and a good family behind her and a strong sense of, responsibility and values absolutely can raise a man, no problem.
Who was the greatest male role model in your life and why?
My father. Definitely my father. I mean, the reason why he was a great role model was he was a hard worker. He was respectful of my mother, all my life. He respected me as a female, as his daughter. He always saw my brother and I as equals, He would treat us the same way, gave us the same allowance, encouraged me to do sports and other, not girly activities. He was very egalitarian, and for that I really admire him.
Okay. And what advice would you give to teenagers going into manhood?
I would say think for yourself. Challenge assumptions. Challenge what the media shows you on TV, what a man is. And respect women. Become friends with women. That's what I would say to men. Have a best girlfriend. Have a friend that is your best friend who's a woman. I think that would make our society strong.
Okay, and one other question. With men, what do you feel is their most important quality and why?
The most important quality of a man, you mean?
Yes.
The most important quality of a man, I think it's honor, to be honorable. And I use that word because I think honorable encompasses honesty and encompasses a sense of overall strong values. And I think if a man has a strong set of values in place and knows what's right and what's wrong and can determine in his everyday life, make decisions based on this code, this honor code, I think everything in his life will be balanced and the way he treats people will be fair.
Oh, Jewel, I do have another question.
Yeah.
We saw, about a few weeks ago, we saw a video on YouTube called 2921, which was about a 29-year-old kid with 21 children, 11 different mothers, and he wasn't taking care of anyone. In fact, they were on public assistance. What would you say? And his thing is he's a man. What would you say to that?
No, that is not a man. that is a boy, I think. That's a boy in a man's body. He doesn't have honor. He doesn't have responsibility. He sees his life in a flat plane of desire without consequence.
What about men who live off public assistance and they make it like their lifestyle? What about them? Are they men, and what should they do to change their conditions?
Well, I'm a little biased about this question because I feel that our social welfare system is not set up to help people who are on it. I think welfare there's no system that helps people get out of welfare. I think the system is such that people get stuck and they want to keep on it because it's hard for them to get to that next level. It's hard to explain, but I've done some reading, and my critique would be more like systematic, would be more at like the way our society is structured rather than like the individuals themselves. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So what do you think the system should change?
I think we need to like we need to look again at how it's like, well, we're living in a capitalist society, which means that like a certain amount of people always have to be at the bottom in order for like the whole system to work and the top to stay at the top. Whereas in like Copenhagen, Denmark, I spent a semester there studying, and the system is such that everybody is in like a very similar range of income. Like everyone is making a very close amount of money, whether you're a barber, a hairdresser, or a doctor. And that's because people pay based on their incomes. They pay so much taxes, like up to like 60% of their income goes to taxes. So the government takes a lot more responsibility for the people, but the people also have a lot more trust in the system. So I don't have an answer on how to create that kind of government trust and dependability, but I do personally advocate a stronger governmental role, but also more trustworthy government.
What is the state of today's man, in your opinion?
Honestly?
Yes.
From my experience, I think there's a epidemic going on, especially in like where I'm living, in like near Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and near some of the more like affluent Brooklyn areas, where young men, like 25 years old, I've had the experience where they don't feel a sense of, what's the word? Oh God, what is it? They don't feel like they have to call you back when you text them. They can, I'm not remembering it. Because of like the cell phone era and because a lot of these young guys have like trust funds or like a lot of money set aside for them, there's no sense of like I have to get back to this girl that I'm seeing, or like there's no sense of responsibility. I think there's a lack of responsibility with our young men that stems from, I don't know, maybe lack of like close community ties. I don't know what it stems from, but there's a lot of disjointedness. There's a lot of non-community within the young people's, 20-somethings in Brooklyn, I think, sometimes.
So thank you.